Some of the best gold deposits left on the planet are in the most inhospitable places.
We got an awful lot of rain that's coming down with this storm.
Tricky access,
Come on.
extreme temperatures, or unpredictable weather.
I'd rather it be snowing than raining.
This is one of the wettest springs that I ever remember, and we're already a month behind schedule in mining.
To know the impact the environment has on the mining season,
The weather sucks. It's hard to weld in the rain.
or its destructive power over a claim,
We need to go, we need to go.
is everyday life for a miner.
You all right, man?
Yeah, I'm not feeling real good. I'm dizzy and I have a bad headache.
That's the first sign of heat exhaustion out here, man.
Hot.
You know, some of the pitfalls that you can't navigate, Fred, are one of them being weather.
Whew.
Planning your operation. It's going to have a large input on your mining season. You know, we've seen it in Arizona where, you know, you have to truck water in. If it gets too hot, you evaporate all your water.
Yep.
Or if in July, it's way too damn hot to run, maybe you wait for the months where it's a little cooler.
And in colder climates with placer mining, 99% of everything you do is with water.
Yeah.
So when it starts going below freezing, you know, 1st of October.
You're done.
Yep.
Then maybe you got to figure out what your season looks like. Maybe try to plan your season accordingly. One that really stands out that we had an issue with the weather was the Nybergs.
Yep, Healy, Alaska.
Yeah.
Man, that mountain beat us.
It did.
3 years ago, 3 generations of Nybergs were battling the thawed-out mountains of Denali, central Alaska, in the hopes of a huge payday.
Guys,
What's going on, right?
Paul.
Freddie.
Paul.
Paul?
It's my dad, Beetle.
The weather is our biggest time constraint.
It's a battle against the clock and the elements.
This remote area of Alaska is frozen solid for 6 months. As it thaws, the family strip topsoil, known as overburden, to reach a pay layer below.
The overburden's either frozen or mud. It takes so long to strip it. The season usually ends up being weeks long.
Well, in the Nyberg situation, their pay was extremely sloppy, Freddie.
Oh, the sloppiest I've ever seen.
Yeah.
When you have mountains, you have difficult weather. You know, it makes it harder to mine. I want to go up on the hill and see into that hopper a little bit. You almost always never want to run wet pay.
Well, you know, every time you grab a bucket full, you're agitating that material, and that gold is sinking further and further down.
When you're digging it too, gold's falling out because gold's heavy, right? Gold always wants to try to get back to the center of the earth. It thinks that's its home.
Freddy and Juan are no strangers to wet pay.
Sounds like a little thing, so your dirt's got water in it. Well, it's a huge thing.
They solved this problem in British Columbia by letting it dry in the sun.
Sometimes it's the little things. If we can keep the material dry, it's going to make a huge difference here.
Or drying damp pay in Arizona with a heated trommel.
Holy crap, that's hot.
Hot, boy.
But a fix like that would be in vain in Alaska's unpredictable climate.
You want to pile it up, let it dry if it's wet, right? But in that situation, there was no choice.
They had to run it that way.
They're getting all that material brought down here, and they're losing good pay material off the side of that hopper.
Sure slopping a lot of material on the ground, like feeding a milkshake.
Yeah. Poor PJ's in there, you know, in 6 foot of muck, putting it in the hopper, and that hopper was just way too tiny for what they were doing.
They weren't lying about this weather changing quick.
Man.
Hey, PJ! Last bucket! Talk about a mud hole, huh?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
In the boggy pay dirt, the Nybergs run 65 yards an hour less than they need to turn a profit.
The environment they were working in was extreme. Between the storms that were coming in, the hard access, it was really a tough situation.
Well, let's see your gold. Here we go. Exactly a half an ounce, 0.50.
I think we need a lot more than that.
There's room for improvement, I'm sure.
As far as the repairs at the plant, we want to redo that hopper, put some real grizzlies on it, make it a little wider and a little longer.
We're going to be a little limited on the time it takes us to get in here. And if it keeps raining like this, we got a problem.
Winter's coming, you know. We got a lot of dirt to move in a short amount of time, and hopefully they can help us get it through with better recovery.
To increase the yardage of the sloppy pay to the plant, a new 4-foot steel hopper will need to be fabricated.
We can go ahead and start cutting.
But With the plasma cutting trailer unable to ascend the mountain, Juan and PJ will build the bigger hopper in the boneyard below. Day 3 of the build, and in true Alaskan style, the weather goes from bad to worse.
We got snow today. Just gonna add that much more work to everything we already got going on.
It was a snowstorm in the middle of the summer that popped up, and
Snow and rain.
yeah, snow and rain, and it just totally screwed up our passage to the mine site. And there was no way we could get our trucks in there.
I don't know how much rain and snow we got last night, but I'm guessing probably an inch of moisture, maybe more. I don't know, but it's a muddy son of a gun.
The snow adds a whole nother layer of snot, if you will. Just gives them that much more slippery and need that much more control, steering or trying to stop. Or definitely spinning.
I'm in some kind of rut. Oh. I'm gonna destroy this truck. We aren't gonna make it.
No, not today.
No.
Might have to ride her down,
I'm
huh?
gonna have to.
Unable to reach the mine, Freddy must reverse down a mile of sludge.
As long as I can make the truck turn the direction I want it to, but it's kind of just sliding right now. Whew, like that.
You can back right in here. It's gonna be close. About 2 feet.
Be that perfect 50-point turnaround.
You're good.
Hop in. Well, that was an epic failure.
Why is Freddy back already?
Back already, huh?
Yeah, I got stuck multiple times, had to back out about a mile. I don't know, get that hopper done if we can even get it in there.
If they can't get the 1,000-pound hopper up the mountain in the next 24 hours, they may have to abandon the entire rescue.
How are we gonna do this then, Fred?
There's no getting my truck up there. I hate saying that.
We can't get it in, we can't get it in, but I don't really like that idea. I'd like to do it.
Could go right in the back of the Ford.
Put it in the back of the pickup.
Paul's pickup is 1/3 the weight of Freddy's service truck, and their only shot at transporting the new hopper.
Well, let's do it. Let's load it up. We'll get it done in time before the weather comes back in.
We're not crossing the creek, we're driving in the creek.
Whoa. Whoa.
Get a little sideways.
Yeah.
It's a horrible road.
When it's wet, yeah.
If Mother Nature says, hey, I'm gonna dump snow on you tomorrow, we can't control that.
Just gotta live with it.
Mountain road scaled.
Made it.
Freddy and Juan set to work installing the bigger hopper to process the sloppy pay,
Am I good over there, Juan?
hoping to increase production by 100%.
Just keep our fingers crossed that there's lots of gold in this next 4-hour run.
First bucket, Freddy.
I love this new hopper that Juan built me. It's catching all the big rocks that aren't supposed to go through there, and I'm not spilling any.
It's got such a big area now, he's getting every bit in the hopper. That's a lot more efficient. So in my book, that's a win.
Hey, PJ, how many buckets? 125 buckets in 45 minutes. 106 yards an hour. That's awesome.
It was a really tough situation. But considering all, I'm really happy with what we were able to do. You know, and from what I remember, it was a pretty decent increase.
How's it look?
Looks better.
Well, let's weigh it up. It's a half ounce last time.
There you go.
1.07.
Over a 100% increase on the first test, worth roughly $1,800.
That's great. That's great.
There wasn't much we could do to their pay.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it had to do with now we were able to put that much more material through the plant.
That's exactly right.
You know, I can see how you guys have a really short season out here.